Hello there, my creative friends. Welcome. I'm Hallie with Handmade by Hallie. Today I have a Christmas project for you. I have a large Christmas ornament that I have painted, I have glittered, and I have decorated it. So let me show you the materials and how to complete this project. Let's lower the camera and get started. So this is part one of two. So this ornament I found, I believe, at Walmart last year, and it really has an unfinished look to it. You can even see the seams in it. So it really needed to be refinished. So I ended up sanding that seam on one side a little bit more than the other. I don't know in the end if this step was really necessary. So if you happen to find one of these ornaments, you could probably skip this part and just go on to the next part. So I just sand a little bit and make sure to clean it up before I moved to the painting. So now I am ready to paint, and I have just a basic white and a basic red paint, a couple of different paint brushes, and a spray bottle with water and a cup to clean my brushes in. I do also like to cover my crafting mat when I do painting. I don't like to get paint all over my mat. This red I've had in my paint box for quite a while, and really there's not much left, but probably just about enough for this project. So I ended up getting out my little turntable to put my bucket and ornament on, so it's easier to turn it. So I went ahead and started painting the red, and the red does need 2 coats. It doesn't have to be super filled in with the way that I ended up glittering it. You need to be careful to, paint within the lines, so to speak, but doesn't have to be the best paint job, because the glitter will cover everything. So for this bottom part, I did have to get a smaller paintbrush to paint that in. So I had gone ahead and painted the white off camera, and I did do a couple of coats of that. I painted the bottom portion and did the second coat on each. So next I have my Aleene's tacky glue, a paintbrush, and some red glitter. Now I have on my turntable a piece of parchment paper, and I have this there to catch the majority of my extra glitter, so that I can put that back in the bottle and not waste a ton. Because you'll see as I pour this on, I don't go easy on the glitter. I just pour it on, because I know that I can just capture most of that and put it back in the bottle. So just take my paintbrush and brush the glue on, being careful not to get it into the white. I think there is one portion where I did get a little too much glue on my paintbrush, and I had to go back through and kind of wipe some of that off. But I did this in sections, so I put the glue on and then sprinkled the glitter, patted it down to make sure it was sticking, and then repeated everything. So as you see, I really pour it on, pat it down, and then go ahead and dump it off. Then I do grab an extra paintbrush and brush off any of the glitter that's onto the white. That helps getting red everywhere. If you've stuck with me on this video till this point, that means you're liking this content. Please like, share, and comment, and subscribe to my channel. Do a girl a big favor. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. So now that I'm finished with the red glitter, both the top and bottom sections, I'm going to repeat the same process with putting the glue onto the white and pouring the glitter on, patting it down, and dumping it off. Now, with this white glitter, I do tend to make a bigger mess than I did with the red glitter. Of course, I'm also using quite a bit more because there's a lot of white I need to cover. But this really is an easy process. I did find that I did have to go back and paint a few places white again that the red glitter stuck to. It doesn't have to be super white, because as you see in the end, you really do get a lot of glitter on there, and your surface doesn't have to be perfect. So on the side, I just continue the same process, doing sections of glue and then the glitter. This does take a fair amount of glue. I do water it down just a little bit to make it a little bit easier to spread with the paintbrush. But just keep going, section by section, and after a while, the whole thing ends up covered in glitter. So I ended up going back in a few places and putting some more glue and more glitter to make sure that it was all full. The other thing that I did was I took it outside and sprayed it with a satin or gloss sealant. And this helps from all the fallout of the glitter, because it did end up shedding quite a bit of glitter as I would move it around. So there you go. We have the ornament all finished and ready to go. Now we have part 2. Now we can decorate this ornament. So I have some picks I got from Walmart. I have some picks I had in my stash, and I have 3 different ribbons and these little snowflakes. This one is striped, is one of my favorites this year. This came from Hobby Lobby. Then this other ribbon that is also from Hobby Lobby. And this plain red is actually also from Hobby Lobby. So those are the things that I'm going to use to decorate with. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is use this plain red and measure about 20 inches and then double that. And this is going to make the hanger for our ornament. I like to make these a little bit longer so my customers can adjust the lengths if they want to. I dovetail the ends and throw those little guys away. Then I get a whole pipe cleaner, and about 2 inches down from the top I leave some tails. Pinch that together, fold that pipe cleaner in half, twist it around, making sure the pipe cleaner is even. So twist it good, then twist the pipe cleaner on itself, and then we're going to loop this around, and because I didn't get this even, I got to even it out now. We're going to then loop it around and make a hanger, and I just twist the end over itself several times. So that makes a good sized hanger. So next, what I'm going to do is put that ribbon into that top of the ornament. And so to do that, we have to fold it really small. Luckily, this isn't a bulky ribbon. That's why I chose it for a hanging ribbon. It is easy to work with and goes with lots of different projects. So just fold that up small enough to slide into that little hole. It's really not too hard. It sounds harder than it is. Sometimes it's tricky to get it folded just right. So you get it folded, and then you just push it in, and I do end up grabbing my needle nose pliers to pull the end out, and I pull it out about an inch, and then I unfold it, and then I'm going to hot glue this together. And I pulled out some of my clips that I got from Amazon, and I use these clips all the time for all kinds of things. This way I don't have to hold things while they dry. Make sure to glue the top of the ornament and the ribbon. Then I'm going to fold this together without burning myself and use the clips to hold that together while we move on with our project. After I get these clips on, I do go back in and add glue around the bottom to make sure that that ribbon is securely in there. So we'll just add that extra glue on both sides and move on to the next part. So I roll that ribbon up so it kind of stays out of the way while I'm gluing everything in place. So first, what I'm going to do is make a couple of bows. And I make 2 bows the same size with this ribbon. The tails are about 5 inches long. The loops are about 2 to 3 inches long. And I just make sure to make them both the same size. That's why I keep pulling my finished one up with the one that I'm currently working on. And because these are smaller bows, I don't tend to use a bow maker to make these. My larger bows, sometimes, or most of the time, I use a bow maker. But these smaller ones, I'm okay with doing hand bows. When I get these done, I'm going to put a clip on them to hold them, because we're not ready to put the quarter piece of pipe cleaner on, because we're going to use that 5/8 ribbon on top of these ones next. So now that these ones are done, we'll move on to the 5/8 inch ribbon. And this really has gotten to be one of my favorite ribbons this year. This is my second roll that I've gone through. So with these, I make my tails about 10 inches and my loops, 3 loops in the back and 2 loops on top. pretty easy bow. You do want to make sure with this that you twist it in between each loop. And that kind of helps with the structure of the bow, helps hold it together, helps it, the glittery side, show its beautiful face. And when we get this done, we will stack it on top of the other bow that we made and then secure it with a pipe cleaner. Now that these bows are done, I'm ready to give them a little bit of fluff, and I dovetail the shorter tails and I angle the 5/8 inch tails. So kind of get them in place, especially the back part of the ribbon, because we're going to glue them onto the ornament now, and we need the back part to be really where it needs to be, because after you glue it, it's kind of hard to move it. So I get my ornament back out, and I'm showing you where I'm going to put it, and I just liberally add a lot of glue. This is not a less is more situation. So I just hold that for a little bit. Because of the angle of the ornament, it can tend to just slide right off. So I continue to fluff. I'm one of those people that I could probably always fluff a bow. Then I turn it around and we do the same thing. And as I'm getting things on the top of this ornament, it becomes top heavy. And so it doesn't like to sit sideways. It likes to turn itself upside down. So here you see a little bit better how much glue I'm putting and where I'm putting it. After I get these two bows on where they are, I do go back in and add some more glue to make sure that they are secure. So these picks are going to go on the top part of our ornament. So I take these all the way apart, making it easier to place where I need them to be. Then I take the bell off of these and I make the stem shorter. Then I just kind of bend them so they're kind of going around the ornament. Then we're ready to go. So we pull our ornament over here and we are ready to glue. And this goes right up in between the two bows. So I add the glue and put it in place and hold it just a bit. And really these are the perfect size and length. These are a little bit longer than some of the other ones that I've done, but because this is a longer ornament, it works really well. This one you can see a little bit better where I put this. And next I'm one by one putting those smaller green ones in the top, going from one bow to the other. So 3 go on one side with the coordinating berries, and then 3 go on the other side of the bow. So here you can see a little bit better. You can see the green in there, and you can see the berries that I add at the top. So there we have our green added to our bows. So the last part of what we need to do is curl these long tails. And you see how top heavy it is now. It just wants to turn upside down. So I grab this is actually a dry erase marker that's kind of big and fat. And I just take that and twirl the ribbon around that. And these are going to be longer, and they look really pretty, I think, cascading down the side of the ornament. It just gives that little bit of whimsy, I guess. So I just do that to each of them. And there you see kind of what they look like. Sometimes I use a smaller pen or a pencil, but this time I wanted them to be a little bit larger.